Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video we are going to be making this beautiful extended peplum blouse and skirt that I'm putting on right now. So if this is something you're interested in, keep on watching. And if you're a new subscriber, you're yet to subscribe to this channel, hit on the subscribe button and turn on notification bell. This is the fabric I'm going to be using for this tutorial. It's an Ankara fabric, and what I have here is 6 yards. I'm going to be using it to make the top and the skirt part of this tutorial. You can get an actual ashoke if you want. Now I'm going to start by cutting out the upper part of this blouse, and what I have here is I've cut out a part of my fabric and I have it folded into 4. Now this fold into 4, when you're folding it, make sure that you leave about 1.5 inch away on the edge for your zipper allowance. So when you fold, you are going to stop your fold somewhere around here and not all the way at the other end exactly. Okay, now because this blouse is going to be having a cut along sleeve, when you take your measurement from this point here, the fabric that you fold should be enough to give you your half of your shoulder measurement and still have like extra 10 inches away in the folded area so that you'll be able to cut your sleeve along. Okay, so when you're folding, you want to make sure that it's like way bigger than what you would normally fold for your actual basic bodies without sleeve added. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw out a shoulder line at the top of this fabric here. Remember, this fabric is in a fold. I'm cutting the front and the back together. Okay, so from this shoulder line, I'm going to come down to 10 inches, which is my shoulder to bust point. So I'm going to draw this across as well. Next, I'm going to place my tape on the shoulder and I'm going to measure down to my shoulder to waist. This is our bust line here and this is our waistline. Remember, this is the fold for the front and the extra one is for our zipper allowance. Okay, so now for this particular blouse, I've seen so many different necklines. If you're doing a normal neckline like me today, I do not want to do an off the shoulder, so I'm just going to do a normal neckline. So first of all, I'm going to go in by my neck width, so of 3 inches, and I will come down by a neck width of about 3.5 inch, 3.5, and I'm going to connect these two together to give me a round neckline. Now note that I'm taking all my measurement from that second fold, not from the first one. Okay, now once this is done, from the second fold again, I measured half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7, and I marked it here. But remember, I said that this is going to have a cut along sleeve. So from this 7 inches point, I'm going to measure the length that I want the sleeve to be. Now this will depend on you. I've even seen people doing cap sleeve on this, so whatever you want to do is absolutely fine. So from the shoulder now, I marked about 7 inches and I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch. Okay, 1.5 inch here, and then connect to the top of your neckline. Now once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is to come down by how wide and how open you want the sleeve to be. So I'm going to mark 7.5 here and I'm going to connect it to the top of the shoulder like this. Okay, so now once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is on the bust line, you're going to mark your bust measurement divided by 4. So I'm going to mark mine here, and from this point I'm going to connect the armhole to meet this point like this. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is to come down to my waist. Now for this particular blouse, I'm not going to be using a side dart, but I want to add a waist dart. So I'll mark my waist measurement divided by 4 here, and then I'll add an extra 1 inch for my dart. Okay, so I'm going to connect this to the rest of the bodies like this. So now you can see the body is ready. What I just want to do now is on the bust and on the waistline, I'll mark half of my nipple to nipple measurement so that I'll just mark out the dart area. So you remember I just added 1 inch to the waist, so I'll just share that 1 inch, half on both sides of this line, and I'll connect to the top of my line here like a dart. So you can decide, I've seen this being done dartless as well. You can decide to do it dartless, but I just want to have a dart on the waist. So with this being done, we are literally done cutting this out. Now if you want an off the shoulder sleeve, you can know that this is our shoulder here, this point, right? You can decide to mark your neckline from this shoulder point or go outside of the shoulder. Like if you go outside of the shoulder and mark your neckline like this, it's definitely going to be an off the shoulder neckline. Okay, so whichever one you want to do is totally up to you, and you can decide to do this on one side or on both sides of your outfit, right? I've seen so many beautiful designs. That's why I decided to just like explain this to you guys. So now for me, I'm doing a round neckline in front and a high neckline at the back. So for the back neckline, I just came down by about 1.5 inch for the neck depth, and that's basically it. So I'll cut the back neckline together with both the front and back. Okay, you can see I cut the back neckline first, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of the body. When you're cutting it out, please make sure to add about 1 inch or 1.5 inch to the side of stitching allowance so that it doesn't become too tight when you're sewing. And after this, you're going to come in on the center back of the zipper area here by about 1/2 inch, which is what I did here, and I'm just extending it into the rest of the body like this. So I'm just going to cut this out. Note that, remember, we folded our fabric into 4, okay? So it's on the zipper allowance area that I did this, okay? And then we're going to stitch down our dart. So yeah, this is how to go about drafting out your pattern. So now for those of you who would probably want to do like off the shoulder on one side, what you should do is from this shoulder point here, you can come out by about 1 inch and connect to the neckline that is already coming like this. So just connect like this. So for you to now cut this to be on one shoulder only, right? Because I'm explaining this because someone asked, okay? So if for you to now do this for one shoulder only, you have to open the front like this. You can't cut it together in a fold, okay? So you have to open the front like this and then bring the back part that is going to be on that side and arrange them together like this, right sides facing each other. After this, before you now go ahead and cut the neckline only on that one side, okay? So that's not what we are doing here. I'm going to be using my normal round neckline. So I'm going to put this back together and just cut out the round neckline in front. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my normal round neckline that I'm using for the front part here. Okay, so the only reason why you should open up your pieces is if you're doing an asymmetric neckline that is not the same on both sides. Let's say, for example, you want an off shoulder on one side. So yeah, that's basically all. Now I've gone ahead to cut out lining pieces for both the front and the back, as you can see, and I'm just going to go ahead and place them together and stitch down. So what I'm going to do to make sure everything looks neat by the time I'm done, I'm going to do fabric to fabric and lining to lining first. So I'll place the fabric with the front side of the fabric and the back side of the fabric together and stitch it down on the shoulder area first, and I'll do the same thing on the lining, and after that we'll go ahead and continue. So I'm done stitching this down on the shoulder, as you can see, and you can see what it looks like. I've also done the same thing for the lining pieces as well, and this is what it is looking like. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and arrange these two pieces, lining and actual fabric, together on the neckline area, and I'm going to pin around the neckline. So make sure that you're doing this very rightly so that it doesn't bend in any way. So I'm going to like stitch all the way around the neckline. So now guys, after stitching around the neckline, you will also stitch around the center back of both back pieces, so like this. So you stitch around the neckline and the center back. Also, I'm going to be stitching the hem of the sleeve from the inside, but before I do that, I will reduce the lining part of the sleeve area by 1/2 inch. So I'll just mark 1/2 inch like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark it all the way across. Now the reason I'm doing this is to make sure that when I sew this from the inside, like I'll be sewing from here now, so the actual fabric will be forced to like fold into the front and not the lining showing at any point, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well, and after which we'll stitch down the pieces like this. So I'm going to arrange them like this, like bring them close like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch down this area that I'm pinning down. So like I mentioned before, the reason why I like to do this for areas where I have lining that is going to be at the edge is because I don't want the lining showing for any reason. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down every part now. While I was making the first stitch, I've already stitched down all the dart areas, so I forgot to mention that earlier. So now I'm done stitching down everywhere I said I was going to stitch down: the sleeves, the center back, and the neckline. So I'm going to turn this over to the right side now, and I'll take this hoover and iron it out. So guys, after I was done ironing this out, this is what it looks like. So now you can see how some part of the main fabric goes inside, so it prevents the lining from having any reason to show here. So now to finish up this side, okay, I'm going to pick it like this and turn it over. Now you're turning it over exactly as the gate from that gator line that you had from ironing out the sleeve. So you're going to pin everything down like this here and stitch it down. So I'll do this for all the 4 areas that we needed to do, and this is how neat our pieces are looking. And for the center back, I've just pinned down the zipper allowance area. And what I'm going to do now is to just align the sides of this piece, and I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and sew down my sides. Now when sewing down your side, you're going to sew down from the armhole area down to somewhere about 1 inch away from the waist, and then 1 inch away from the waist on both sides. So I'm just going to sew and leave about 1 inch away from the end. I'm not going to sew all the way to the end. Now for the peplum part of it, you will cut it out as a rectangle. There's nothing special about this. So now I have cut out the 2 pieces for both the front and the back, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you guys. Now for the one of the front, I cut it out as a very long fold, as you can see. You have a gator line here, which is the middle, and this is what it looks like. It is cut in a fold, as you can see. So I cut it in a fold like this, so I don't have to bother with lining. So the length of what I have here is 8 inches. 8 inches plus my shoulder to waist measurement will make a full blouse for me. Now for the back pieces, I had to cut it out into 2, as you can see, and make sure to add an extra 1 inch to the back pieces for your zipper allowance at the back. Okay, so now this is my front piece in a fold, as you can see. And now for the peplum extra, let me explain it. My waist measurement divided by 4 is right here. Okay, now this is where my waist measurement divided by 4 is. So from this point to the end of this fabric fold is going to be the extra that is going to be falling from my waist. So from here you can see what I have here is about 28 inches extra. Now the length you have after marking your waist measurement divided by 4 is what you will have as the extension. Now for me, I have 28 extra. If you want it to be 10, if you want it to be 19, 20, it all depends on you and also on the amount of fabric that you have. Now for the back pieces, it was exactly the same thing, because you know the front and the back has to be the same. But I mentioned earlier that I gave some allowances to the lining area. You can see the allowance here. So now I'm going to now put everything together and mark where my waist would actually be starting from, which is at this point here. So these are the parts I will sew to the body of my blouse, right? And then every other side from where I made this notch here, I'm going to sew from the inside. So what I will do is from here, I will sew all the way around here and then here as well. This is for the back piece. I'll do the same thing on the other back piece. And for the front piece, which is not going to be having a joining at the middle, so from here I'll sew here all the way down and then stitch this down, and from the other point I'm going to stitch here down. Only the parts that I'll be attaching to the body will not be stitched down. So now I've stitched down the side of my blouse, and remember I told you guys to leave about 1 inch on both sides. That's what I've done here. Okay, I'm still here to fix my zipper to the back. Now I've gone ahead to sew in all the areas I wanted to sew on the pieces for the peplum. This is the back one, so you can see. So this is how I'm going to place it. So I'll just place this on the back area like this, that we have this opening like this. So I'll just align the peplum like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch it down. So I'll just go ahead and pin this down. I really hope that you guys understand this, because this peplum thing is a bit tricky, but it's very simple. It's just a straight peplum that you're going to sew all the way around, except the area that you're going to be stitching to the blouse. So now you can see I've pinned this down. This is what this side will look like, and this extra one I have on the side is the one that will fall down. Now for the other part, I'm just going to go ahead and also place this like this. So I'll just stitch this area down. So that's why you must leave an opening on your sides, okay? So I'm just going to pin this down here. Okay, so this is what the back looks like. I'm thinking I will change the sides of the back, but I can do that before I sew. So this is what the waist area of the back is looking like, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and place the one that is going to be on the front. Okay, so it's just very simple. I'm going to align them from the areas where we did not stitch like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin this down. Please, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. This is very simple, but it's quite tricky, especially this peplum area. So I've gone ahead to like pin down the peplum on it, and you can see what this looks like now. So we are literally done. What I will go over to the sewing machine to do now is to stitch down my peplum areas that I just pinned down, and after that I will explain to you guys how to go about it if you do not want the peplum area to be open. That's if you want to close the peplum up. So after doing this stitching of the peplum on the blouse, I went ahead to fix my zipper, as you can see, and this is what I have. It looks very beautiful, but if you're not careful, you can actually just make a mistake on the area of the peplum extension. So for some people, I noticed that not everybody allows their peplum to be flying on both sides. So if you don't want that, you can go ahead and join the two peplum together like I've arranged it now and sew it down to make it a one piece from the waist area. So yeah, that's how to go about this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find it helpful, and in my next tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to go about cutting and sewing the skirt part, which is a 180-degree flared skirt. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.